So Joshua didn't have an animation crush. I don't know why mine was Astrid. I think she had like that sassy hip thing going on.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah, the sassy hip thing.
I was into it. She's speaking my language.
All right, we get it. Chill, dude.
Let's move on to the first
Let's
topic.
move on. I'm telling your wife.
She knows.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast.
Hi.
We're here again.
I'll keep going through
White
this.
guys in a room doing a podcast.
Is there really no sound in space? Is it because there's no pressure?
Yeah, but there's lasers. Pew pew. If you see like the Death Star explosion, it'd be like. Now there might be a sound if you're on a planet.
Well, I don't even know. Where does the sound waves go?
I've never gotten to top 3.
You gotta start picking better, man.
I pick good. You just don't like them.
You pick
I
two?
pick good. I pick them. I pick good. Look, Daddy.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wing.
That's right, dear.
Dude, I can't take it. We got loose plugs.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast, all you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs.
You did it last week.
No, welcome back, all you
I did
guys.
it last week. I did it last week.
I'm due an intro.
I haven't done. No, you did it. Then he did it.
Mm-hmm.
I have not done it in like several weeks.
Well, there's
We
a
gave
reason
you
for that.
so many tries to get it right.
Okay.
So many. And you did it for like
This is
nonstop for
okay.
months.
We're one shy of the final episode. Let me have a go. Okay. Welcome back to the what? I don't.
It's okay if you just give up this
okay.
responsibility.
Welcome back to the Wiseworks podcast, all you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs.
You did it wrong.
You skipped
Wacky,
the
wonderful.
Wacky Wonderful.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast, all you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs.
Third time's a charm.
We're here. We're going to be talking about some things, and we're probably going to be drinking milk fast.
Not fast, sipping.
Wait,
sipping.
what? Does that mean I gotta sip?
No, you can drink fast, but I'm
We're going to be
I'm gonna be sipping tonight.
Puss in Boots style,
Mm-hmm.
leaving the bottle.
Leave the bottle. Just a jug of milk right here.
It's been a minute since I've seen Shrek. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you guys love Shrek?
10.
See, I was going to say something, but then I'm like,
think
the
from-
viewership's going to hate me if I say
I'm gonna
that.
be honest, from start to finish, all the movies, including the Christmas specials,
8.
10.
It's an 8 for me.
Including the Christmas special.
An 8 for you?
An 8. It's an 8.
Why?
It's good.
What's with the 2-point doc?
You know, I'm not into this donkey dragon relationship. You know,
Oh,
that's
okay.
weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's a very progressive ideal.
It's the third movie. If I were to dock points, the third movie is my least favorite.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't like it. A lot of the humor doesn't land and
See,
stuff like that.
I agree with you with most of the film up until they go to the high school, and there's some funny humor.
But there's some funny stuff in the high
it's
school,
high
like
school.
the whole high school concept, and that's the funny part about
Worcestershire?
Shrek. Yeah, that's the funny part about Shrek is the
sounds delicious.
it's the kind of play on like modern kind of thinking along with the fairy tale thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the funny stuff, and I would agree the school bits are funny.
Hey, you burned all my frankincense and myrrh.
I don't remember that.
It's the drug guys that are smoking pot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's
See,
like,
I don't remember. I've seen the third movie like 3 times, and I don't remember anything from the movie.
What did you think about Rebel Stillskin being brought into 4th?
The 4th is one of my favorites, actually.
Yeah, it's fun.
The
it's
movies.
fun, but I don't know. It's so different from the other ones, being that they like kind of go back in time, and it's different.
The movies in order for me kind of go like, the second one is at the top. I think the second one's my favorite. Then the first and the fourth are kind of on the same level.
Yeah.
And then
Third
the
down
third
the bottom.
down at the bottom.
That's a pretty okay tier. I do think first is at the first for me.
Okay.
I think the second's actually at the bottom for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe I watched it
Second
too
too.
much.
Yeah, we definitely
But-
watched
I've
the
seen
second
it.
one.
But
bunch.
I think that the third and fifth, usually things go downhill the more you make.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, that third and fifth just tickled my third and fourth tickled my fancy.
Yeah.
Definitely. Wait, they made a Shrek the fifth.
I don't think so.
How many Shrek movies were there?
It
was probably Shrek the fourth.
No, I think you might be right.
I don't think they've made a fifth Shrek movie.
About a month ago, all of them went on Netflix, and one day I walk into the living room and Wyatt's watching the second one. Wow, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I love the second one because I think they take the concepts from the first of twisting the fairy tale stuff on its head, and they go extra in the second one, and they really go hard in the second one, and they're like, this is really fun to do, and they're just having fun with the second one.
Yeah, they made 4 Shreks. What is Google says Shrek 5 movie, and it looks like a wonky something that's not really Shrek.
Yeah, not real Shrek. Hashtag not real Shrek. Hashtag not my Shrek.
Yeah, I love Shrek. Did you like in the fourth one where he creates like this witch villain kind of city, and they're just like clubbing in the castle?
Yeah, just clubbing. I like the whole fourth movie. It's really fun. I think my favorite line is they're looking at a map and they're like, "Cookie, what's that?" And she's like, "That's my chimichanga stand." You're gonna be hungry after the big battle. That's my chimichanga stand.
DreamWorks caught lightning in a bottle with Shrek.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they haven't really gotten that sense.
Yeah,
really? I mean, what is DreamWorks is about to come out with that like villain film with like the different characters that are villains.
Oh, bad guy.
Yeah, bad guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they haven't nailed another Shrek, and we haven't. I don't know that I've seen too many movies coming out from them recently that have the same heart as Shrek or some of the old ones like Kung Fu Panda. You know,
DreamWorks has a lot in the bank, but they don't. It doesn't seem like they're doing a lot lately. I mean, I remember watching so much like The Road to El Dorado.
Yeah.
Or like
Prince of Egypt.
Shark Tale.
Yeah, Shark Tale. How to Train Your Dragon was a good one. They
went downhill with the sequel to that.
Yeah.
But How to Train Your Dragon
the third
1 was
one.
awesome.
Yeah. And I don't think I've seen too many follow-ups that have been well done. I
had a weird crush on Astrid. It was a weird thing.
That is weird.
Yeah.
It just came out of nowhere. I don't know. I think I liked her Viking spirit.
I had a weird crush on Shigo from Kim Possible.
That 2D animation.
Yeah.
You didn't even get a full 360-degree view.
Did you watch Kim Possible?
I did.
Yeah.
Then you know what I'm talking about.
Who did you have a crush on?
I don't think I did. See, I've always had this weird thing like animation characters is weird.
It's a whole genre these days.
Lola Bunny.
If you default,
he's like, wait.
That was Seth's though. Seth did have a crush on Lola Bunny.
We're talking about like
a rabbit
old
with
Lola Bunny,
human female.
Old Lola Bunny. Yeah,
old
Lola Bunny.
No.
Old Lola Bunny, the sexy one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The one who, kept an arch in her back. You know what I'm saying?
Skip that thing out there, you know what I'm saying? Jeez.
So Joshua didn't have an animation crush. I don't know why mine was Astrid. I think she had like that sassy hip thing going on.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah, the sassy hip thing. I got you.
She like moved her body a lot like that. It was cute. I was into it. She's speaking my language.
All right, we get it. Chill, dude.
Let's move on to the first topic.
Let's move on. I'm telling your wife.
She knows.
Hey, I just want to take a second to let you know that Wiseworks has a Patreon. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do this podcast. We wouldn't be able to make short films, anything for you guys to enjoy. So if you guys want to support us, go check out the link down below for the Patreon. There's 3 different tiers. and you can select the tier that best suits you. So go check it out. Back to the podcast.
Okay, so we're gonna watch the featurette from Jurassic World
Yes.
Dominion.
Okay.
And we're gonna watch it. We're gonna react to it, give our thoughts afterward, and see what kind of excitement level we are for this final Jurassic film. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. John Hammond.
We had an enormous amount of fun on the first film.
Good. Excellent.
There was an energy on set that it was the first time you'd ever seen anything like this.
I was excited about everything that it could be.
When I saw the dinosaur in the trailer and I saw the ripples on the water, I was like, oh my gosh. It really defined my generation, this film.
I cried the first time I saw dinosaurs. Suddenly, that which had never seemed real before now was totally real. And I realized at that moment that cinema forever had changed.
Jurassic World Dominion is the culmination of the franchise. It concludes a story that Steven Spielberg started telling in 1993.
When we were making Jurassic World, I knew it was going to be really special. I could never imagine we'd be here working alongside Sam Neill and Jeff Goldblum and Laura Dern. It's pretty fantastic.
It is so much fun. It is everything we could have ever hoped for and more. I thought it was a fantastic idea to bring these two worlds together.
It's been a great privilege to be a custodian of something like this. Our legacy characters, our Jurassic World characters, are back.
Our storylines intersect. It's the convergence of the two franchises.
We need to fix a terrible mistake.
And most importantly, go on a true, honest-to-God, scary-as-hell adventure.
This is what everything has been leading to. I could use your expertise.
You coming or what?
Why do they always have to go bigger? Don't move.
You guys watching this in theaters?
Probably not. I'm gonna skip.
I don't know. It's the last movie of. I mean,
The last
movie.
It depends on how much money it makes.
Right, exactly. It's the last movie. You know,
They probably already know how much. It's probably projecting this.
Yeah, they're probably projecting a pretty big turnout.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be fun to see this in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever seen a Jurassic Park movie in the theater. Maybe Jurassic World.
Truly?
Yeah.
Yeah. The theater hits different, man.
Yeah, we went and saw the first World
Mm-hmm.
in 3D. First 3D.
We did watch it in
movie
3D.
we watched.
And I don't know. It's. I mean, I like the ideas. I don't know. I guess I think about it in the terms of what the book was about, which follows a very similar kind of thing to what Michael Crichton has always written.
Okay.
Which is scientists discover something, go all in on it, it turns against them. Right. And he's written a bunch of them. And Brandon and Dan were talking about this in their podcast. I forget the name. And, just how this one in particular, Jurassic Park, was like lightning in a bottle idea. It was perfect for like a movie. The perfect idea to just make into a movie, because he had done a bunch of stuff by the time he wrote Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
But something about the dinosaurs and the science and the adventure worked really well.
And the horror.
And the horror.
Yeah.
You know, because he's always written that into his stuff. It worked really well, and you know, for a blockbuster, and then you get Steven Spielberg on the job, and it
blossoms.
Movie magic.
Yeah. Do you think what kind of perspective do you think Steven Spielberg had to have to? I guess that's actually something I want to look into. Is how was it crafted? How did this film, the first one, get started? Was it Steven Spielberg's idea to create? Probably not. Usually directors are hired.
Well, I know that Crichton was writing screenplays, and his screenplays weren't getting anything, and so he's like, "Well, I need to become an established author so that people will want to make my books into movies." So he started writing books, and this one in particular took off. But if you read Jurassic Park, you're going to be like, science, 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 adventure. You know, the characters are completely different. Like Grant likes kids in the book; he loves kids. You know, but Spielberg is like, no, he doesn't like kids. He grows to like the kids.
Yeah,
you know,
develop.
In the book, it's like Hammond is like every character in his book who's in charge of the project. Bad guy, looking for money, kind of, you know, investor dude who sees the money, and Spielberg's like, no, he's really legitimately loves this and wants to make a beautiful, and so you change things like that and you get an interesting story, and I'm hoping they can bring that magic into this final movie.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously bringing the whole cast into it from previous films, and I'm curious to how they're going to fit. I mean, it's really easy to write in, especially if you kind of use lazy writing. You're just like, okay, yeah, these characters that were in Jurassic Park just are called upon. Like, it's something as simple as that, you know what I mean? And it seems like a simple idea that we're going to have to overlook if we're going to even try to enjoy this film. I'm not trying to be super skeptical about this. I know what the vibe of the storytelling is going to be. So I'm looking for some heart-dropping moments. That's really what I'm going for.
I want to see in this film, so clearly the dinosaurs have been released into the world. They're not on the island anymore. I want to see a group of kind of a Muldoon, or what's the guy's name?
Oh, Muldoon.
Muldoon characters, like hunting the dinosaurs down, and Chris Pratt and the original cast, they kind of have to go after the dinosaurs and kind of save them as they're out. But I want to see
that's the plot of the second movie.
It would make sense to recycle the plot, though.
Well, it's a group of hunters who are hunting them down on the island, and Jeff Goldblum and his team have to stop them.
Not on the island.
Yeah, but it's in
the world.
It's the world. You know,
yeah, I get what you're saying, but I would make those characters the good guys.
The hunter characters?
Yeah, make the dinosaurs zombies.
Well, I mean, obviously, Hollywood's not going to be, the hunters are the bad guys. That's Hollywood. The group of hunters trying to kill the dinosaurs are the bad guys. Probably a bunch of southern white dudes, right?
But there's not going to be...
No. It's
no pure-blooded, likable characters going to be in that gang of crews.
But honestly, it would be people who have the skill to hunt the dinosaurs and to either move them to a new location or kill them to stop them from destroying the current ecosystem is to who would be taking care of it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think, this definitely has potential to be very big and very exciting. I just think with the history of Jurassic World, we kind of know exactly what to expect, right? And in a way, didn't the second Jurassic World kind of feel like the third Jurassic Park? No, the third Jurassic Park took place on the island.
Yeah, it was like this.
The second Jurassic Park ended with a T-Rex coming to coming to the inland,
Yeah,
essentially.
San Fran.
Yeah, San Francisco. So it did kind of, the Jurassic World 2 kind of felt like the second Jurassic Park.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know. It was only a T-Rex on the original Jurassic Park. So if they didn't release a bunch of dinosaurs, it was like one T-Rex or two like a mom and
a baby.
Yeah.
There does feel, I mean, there is that really cool shot of Chris Pratt on his classic bike, maybe somewhere in Italy, running away from velociraptors.
That's really cool. And I expect to see the cool stuff, but I want to see the interesting stuff.
Interesting.
You know?
Do you think we've just lost it, the interesting factor from the first
I don't know.
movies?
The first movie, it's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. Jurassic World, the first one's like, oh, okay, I can get behind this. This was fun. The second movie is like, what is this? Wait, it's so convoluted and doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And then you hit the third one, and it's like, well, we're going to be throwing in this character, and this character, and this character.
And there's going to be a
movie?
twist.
And there's going to be a twist. What is this movie going to be? Is it going to be, what's the last Star Wars movie called?
The
Force Awakens.
No, that's
And
the first one. Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this going to be Rise of Skywalker of the new
Better not be.
Jurassic Park?
Better not be.
It would make sense. However, Star Wars was Disney, and this is Universal Studios. You could say there's not much difference between the two.
It's all Hollywood to me.
All Hollywood.
It's all Hollywood.
Yeah. I think a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you fellas?
8.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8.
I might be at a 7. The bringing back the old cast doesn't excite me like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This featurette is really comparing Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park to this movie, the finale, and I just don't know that it's the finale.
It's a finale.
I just don't think it's going to compare super well.
Yeah.
But that's what this featurette was trying to do for
It'd be
us.
fun if Steven was involved in like
something.
I don't think he is.
If he had some say.
He's off, doing West Side Story and
stuff he loves, stuff he wants to do. Yeah.
Ready Player 2. He's doing Ready Player 2.
When have you known Steven Spielberg to do a sequel to anything?
Not really.
I don't know. Did they say they're doing a Ready Player 2?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not yet. I want it to be like J.J. Abrams or somebody that's got a lot of sci-fi, kind of futuristic stuff under his belt.
Nerd stuff.
Someone that's established and has some good sci-fi.
I can see that. I can get behind that.
JJ, we're calling you out.
Calling you out.
Come
Ready
on,
Player
JJ.
2, we need it. 2025.
It's upsetting that it's not 2022, but
No, I'm saying I want it by 2025.
Start now.
Yeah. J.J. Abrams now. By 2025, I want it out.
We got some excitement. Kind of middle ground, however, on what we're gonna think about the development of the story and how it's gonna end. Dinosaurs are loose in the world. What does that mean for humanity? What does that mean for the Jurassic Kingdom? Don't know. We'll find out in June.
Hey, I just want to interrupt this podcast real quick to talk about Soundstripe, which is the royalty-free website that we use for all of our music here on the channel. If you guys are interested, there's a link down in the description to go to the website, and you can use WiseWorks10 at checkout. That's WiseWorks10 at checkout to get 10% off of your first purchase. If you're looking for music for your own channel or anything that you're working on, Soundstripe has basically anything you need. So check it out in the link down in the description, and let's get back to the podcast.
Thank you, Karina, for being a Patreon supporter. We really appreciate you supporting us on Patreon. And if you want to be a Patreon supporter yourself, you can get these episodes a week early and some other exclusive content and, of course, other early content like the Midnight Special. We love you, Karina, for being a Patreon supporter and watching and listening to the podcast regularly. You're the best. Thanks. Let's move into the next section that we're going to talk about. Now, this is a little bit of I feel like me and you have some things to say to the internet.
I got a lot of things to say.
So if you're unaware, which we don't expect you to be aware of this, however, we'll give you the deets. So we put out a reaction video on the Elvis trailer, okay? And it has quickly become our number 1 video on the internet.
Yeah.
A reaction video to Elvis trailer.
No. It's not our most viewed video on the internet, but it's our most viewed video on the studio channel. Yes.
I guess we have a reel that has more views than that, but a reel is Instagram. It's cheap views.
The internet.
It's cheap
You
views.
said you claimed the internet.
Sure.
You did say internet. You opened yourself up for criticism here.
We have
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
It's probably good. Over time, it's going to surpass that video, most likely. We're about to hit 8,000 views on that video.
We'll see.
And we had so many upvotes, thumbs ups, and we had hundreds of negative comments about our thoughts regarding Elvis and the film they're creating.
Do we have any of these views pulled up? No?
I don't have anything pulled up, but I can't. I don't really want to go into everything because honestly, a lot of the comments are repeating each other.
Yeah.
Most of them are like the same 3 categories, all right, of comments.
You don't know nothing
about Elvis.
Yes.
Austin
sang the early stages of Elvis, and the real Elvis is singing later in the film.
Yeah.
And then the third is kind of me. It's people getting upset at me about my comment about Elvis and black culture.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Why you gotta do that to us?
I need to defend myself slightly.
Okay.
First off, I never said this is my opinion of who Elvis was as a person. And I do think I am entitled to my opinion, whatever it may be. Here's my opinion. He did give credit to black people, and he did have a lot of black people who benefited from his career. And he did encourage black artists.
Is this our first apology video?
That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I still also look at other accounts where black artists were worried that their record sales would suffer. And because they did have a connection with Elvis at some point in their career, their record sales actually went up. Okay? These are like facts in the industry from the time. In today's culture, I'm going to repeat myself from what I said in the thing. In today's culture, there is a sector of black culture that doesn't like Elvis.
Yeah.
That is also a fact. Both things can be true.
What? No.
Yes.
Those things can't be true. That's impossible.
There is a lot of black people who do not appreciate or like Elvis today. Okay? For the reasons, not for the reasons I just said, but for reasons I said in the video. All that to say, I wasn't wrong, and my reaction to the trailer was genuine. I am super excited to see this film.
Yeah.
You don't have to listen to these people. I don't know why you're...
This is the most interaction we've ever gotten on anything. More than my 21 Pilot stuff.
And that's great, but screw them.
Can I...
That's right.
They're just people.
And they're diehard Elvis fans.
Yeah.
That were really pissed.
They're losers who like Elvis, like people like football.
All right, they're coming at you now.
I don't care.
Can I give some wise words from a gentleman called Julian Smith?
Go ahead.
Don't drink that racist coffee.
I mean, don't drink the coffee, but like we could try to understand.
We understand the racist coffee.
Like, let's try to understand how it's made.
So the people that left comments that were reasonable, that was like trying to be informative, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like the stuff about who's singing what and what part of the film.
Anything about information. That's when we say leave it in the comments. We mean please leave your information that you're telling us that
your excitement.
Your excitement.
Yeah.
Or anything like that, not the other stuff. We don't care about the other stuff.
We really don't care. You weren't really listening.
We'll just skim over it, and then, you know.
You're trolling the internet for Elvis haters, so you can fight back. So you can fight that holy war.
The holy Elvis war.
The holy Elvis war. Look, Austin Butler.
Mm-hmm.
I said it in that video, and I stand by it. I think it's just wonderful casting. First off, look at that. Well, not that face. Look at that face.
He's a handsome man.
Yeah. His jaw is very
Elvis-like. Square.
No, I think Elvis had
Handsome.
a little more pointy.
You think?
Slim, pointy. He's got
a slim face.
his jaw right here. It's a little bit. He's great casting. I'm not going to complain about casting. No, he's probably going to do a great job.
Wyatt, what do you think after seeing the trailer, the emotion that the trailer gave to us, and then contemplating on it, seeing people's reaction to it? What's your thoughts regarding this film? Are you actually still anticipating it? Are you excited to see it? Or are you kind of just like, oh, it's a biopic I'll see eventually?
I don't usually go in for biopics. Number one, I don't care all that much about Elvis
as a person.
His history, who he affected, don't really care. But the movie looks interesting.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be a fun, interesting movie. And it's got Tom Hanks in it.
It do have Tom Hanks. What do you guys think about this fat Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks, I've learned ever since the movie, what was it? Saving
Private Ryan.
Yes.
No. Saving Mr.
Benjamin.
Banks. Is that right?
Yes.
Saving Mr. Banks. I think I was shown a side of Tom Hanks that he can play any character he wants. He played Walt Disney in that movie. That is, I don't know if it's top 5, but it's definitely top 10 movies. Saving Mr. Banks, I recommend it. It might not be 100% accurate with how they made the movie, Mary Poppins and all that, but
You're talking about his acting.
His acting was phenomenal as Walt Disney, and
he also did Forrest Gump. Let's not
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
He plays
character.
this. He also plays
other movies.
Saving Private Ryan. He plays a lot of movies.
He was also in that
so
Turner and Hooch. You got a Tom Hanks movie you'd like to shout out?
Castaway.
There you go.
What was the detective one he did not too long ago?
I don't know.
I don't know. I should pull up a list, but whatever.
This is a little bit different of a character. He's got a very specific accent. I do want to look up, if you don't mind, some
Catch Me If You
information
Can.
on this
Catch
car.
Me If You Can.
That's one of his better movies.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
He's got an accent in that one too.
Let's see. Tom Hanks in Elvis. So Tom Hanks is going to be playing a man.
Say it wrong. Don't say it.
Man called
Colonel.
Nuh-uh. Connell.
I told you not to say it. It's pronounced Colonel. That's Colonel.
Why is there
like
an L?
the military, Colonel.
I need to go back to high school.
You know how lieutenant is spelled? Lieutenant. It's
yeah,
kinda
but
spelled.
you don't have to look at the rest of the word with lieutenant. You just read it because you're like,
But the
all
British-
right,
But
lieutenant.
the British say lieutenant.
It's a Wait, do you think this is what?
I don't
what is
know
this
where.
word?
I don't know where it's derived from, but it's Colonel. It's not
Here's the segment.
Colonel.
Call
English.
You've
with,
been saying Colonel wrong your whole life. I didn't
No,
want to
I
do
can
this.
say the word colonel.
You have been reading
custard.
Colonel.
I never read that word until today.
It's Colonel.
I've never read that
All right,
word until today.
But it's Colonel.
I can say the word colonel. I just didn't know how it's spelled.
Apollo 13.
It doesn't make sense to me. The English language doesn't make sense up here. Give me pictures. I'm really good at pictures.
Yes, Colonel.
Colonel. Make fun of me all you want. I'm genuine.
I said don't say it, but you didn't listen, and I tried to get it out before you said anything.
What about his character? You
I appreciate the
trying to
attempt.
Give us.
I wanted to name the character the person that he plays.
Right.
Wait, Maggie Gyllenhaal's
Colonel.
see
What's
Maggie.
his last name?
Tom.
Thing in a while.
Yeah, you pulled up the cast. You didn't pull up who's he's playing.
Let me just go to IMDb.
Who's he's done playing?
Elvis.
IMDb.
This will give us the correct information.
May 4th. It's coming out really soon.
Mhm.
Actually, this movie's going to be out before this podcast.
Is it really?
Do we realize that?
Is this movie going to be out before the podcast?
It might be. So if you're watching this, we apologize. The movie's out.
The movie
came out this week. It actually,
Yeah.
I don't know when the 4th, probably came out like,
Came out last week.
All right, so Colonel Tom Parker.
yeah.
Tom Parker.
Yes.
Call. Gosh dang it.
I love
Austin
the
Butler.
Colonel's Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Colonel's Kentucky Fried.
That Colonel's Kentucky Fried. Colonel Sanders.
Gosh dang it. Am I blushing?
Go
yeah,
ahead.
Yeah. And the vein in your forehead is, it's like, it's a Y in your forehead.
It's a what now?
Yeah, the vein on your forehead.
Okay.
All in all.
I've lost all my thoughts about
So
this.
he's supposed to be like the manager, the sleazy manager.
I think so.
That's what it seems like, is the sleazy manager kind of there to take advantage of the talent of this
Young boy. Yeah.
He's the Scooter, I don't know his last name, of
It's a
of this era. This
Brilliant.
Okay, here we go.
Do you know who Scooter Braun?
Scooter Braun. Yeah.
Do you know who that is?
From what? No.
He's a manager in Hollywood. He's like Justin Bieber's manager. He's quite a few people, like really well-known
he is
people's manager.
a music manager.
Yeah.
All right, so Colonel Thomas Andrew Parker was a Dutch musical entrepreneur who was the manager of Elvis Presley. Parker had immigrated illegally to the United States at age of 20. He resided in the country without legal status for the rest of his life and never left the country's borders. So this is the real man. If it loads. So that's the real guy.
Yeah.
That's pretty on point.
Yeah.
As far as not really casting, but like the prosthetics and everything they gave to Tom Hanks. I'm interested to see the portrayal. I feel like in order to really appreciate this, we do have to do research on Elvis.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's why I'm not
Colonel.
Excited.
Maybe that's not why I was super excited, because it's like, if I really want to appreciate this movie, I got to go research Elvis.
well, the thing is, there's a lot of people willing to educate you.
Apparently. I didn't even read their comments.
You didn't read any of them?
No.
I read probably the first
Why stoop
100
to
and
their
then I
level?
stopped.
We should
Stoop to their level.
I'm not going to stoop down and read their pathetic peon comments.
There was a lot of profiles that literally had like Elvis as their profile picture. So there was a bunch of people trolling the internet for people talking about
one of the
this.
early
we should
ones.
do for the midnight. I don't mean to.
You're
cut
good,
you
you're
off.
good.
Well, you know what we should do for the midnight special?
What?
We should give like our grandmother a call and ask her about what
Elvis?
she remembers during the time of Elvis Presley.
We already kind of know.
Yeah, but
She watched him on
from her
TV.
words and-
They wouldn't show him from the waist down. That's it.
It was too sexual.
And he sang his songs. That's it.
yeah, but we weren't around during this time.
But she's told us the story. I just told you what she says.
I think one of the earliest comments I saw was, the guy on the right doesn't know anything about Elvis. That was me.
That was you on the right.
Right.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I never claimed to know anything
No,
about.
no,
I
no.
wasn't even trying to talk about Elvis.
You know, that's an interesting phenomenon. We do reaction trailers every single week.
And I remember trying to X-nate the reaction. I was like, we don't know anything about Elvis. Let's X-nate this reaction video.
But we're doing it for the film excitement.
Yeah, for the.
What's
That's I'm thinking about the film.
Since when do you have to? We got the same thing for Batman. Since when do you have to be an expert to give a thought?
Yeah, to have a thought about something. No, you don't.
I mean, I have thoughts. They're maybe not great thoughts, but
Yeah, they're thoughts. They're there.
And that's what we
Somewhere.
do online with our
Rattling
content.
around.
We give our thoughts about upcoming movies, and guess what?
Yeah.
Elvis is a movie.
It's a movie.
Wait, did it?
I'm not.
I thought it was a
Look, I'm not like
a book.
Joseph. I'm not commenting on like maybe his life or who stole from who. I'm not. I don't put
Have my back.
opinions out there like
Have
that.
my back. I didn't give my opinion.
But I'm just saying, like, as a movie, it looks like an interesting movie. I can't really comment too much on this because it's like, where do you think they're going to be taking this character? You know, what's kind of the subtle B story and romance thing going on in this movie? It's all on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have seen a few videos because we talked about this and, you know, getting some information on Elvis. There's quite a few things that you can buy today, like Elvis Presley's car, that has bullet holes in it because he apparently would get very angry and drunk and like shoot things, and
that's what you do when you're rich and famous and old.
Yeah.
Because he thought he was a cowboy. He wasn't.
I mean, a cowboy, and he had apparently a lot of anger.
Yeah.
He was an angry drunk. Maybe. That's not my opinion.
No,
that was
that's
a
not
joke.
my opinion either. That's just a video.
If you keep thinking about opinions, you're gonna get bogged down.
When I'm a little sensitive when we talk about Elvis. I feel like we needed to talk about him today because I do have a lot of thoughts.
Your therapy for? Is this to get everything off your chest?
What if it is?
Yeah, I understand. You need to. I stopped thinking about it because I don't think about Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't reside in my thought. I haven't opened my heart to him and let him in.
You haven't opened your heart.
I haven't accepted him. You know,
as your Lord and
Savior. Yeah, so I don't think about him.
Okay. Today, our Elvis video has gotten 88 views.
Just today? Wow, that's impressive.
We are sitting at a total. Let me see if I can. Oops. Let me see if I can find the total count for Elvis on views and watch time hours.
Let me guess. 7,600.
I'll tell you. So we have a total views of 7,600. And we have, when it comes to watch time hours, we have about, well, it doesn't say. I would like to read the most recent comment if you don't mind.
Yeah.
What is the most recent comment?
Oh, you are so very wrong. Elvis did not steal anything from black culture. He lived it. He grew up around black people. Yes, he did acknowledge black singers. Elvis had a friendship with B.B. King. Elvis could have had white backup singers, but they were black. When you see the movie, check out line. When you see the movie, check out line. When you see the movie, check out line. Yeah. I guess that's a movie called Checkout Line.
No,
I bet there's just as many black people.
Check out the line.
Check out the line going to the movies.
Going through the movies, yeah.
Check out the line. Oh, waiting for the movies.
Yeah.
I bet there's just as many black people. All right, we'll check out the line.
Yeah,
fine.
sure, fine.
I mean,
but that comment was left yesterday.
Well, we're not going to go see the movie. We're just going to check out the line.
This has been a never-ending struggle. I just want to interact with people in the comments, and this Elvis video is spamming our comment section.
Yeah, I understand. Look, I'm sorry, you Elvis apologists. I don't care about what you're saying.
We didn't mean to offend.
I mean to offend now.
We'll offend him. Give him a piece of your mind.
And those of our fans that genuinely love Elvis and love us.
It's not directed.
This isn't directed at you.
This is directed at the people leaving mean comments.
Mean, rude people.
Yeah, acting like we had something to say that we claimed was logical about Elvis.
Acting like Elvis is Superman.
You know, we should make a video hating on Michael Jackson.
Oh, we should do a Michael Jackson one.
Yeah, if we want to be hunted down and killed.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. I don't want to touch Michael Jackson. And neither did those kids.
Let's do it.
I knew you were going there.
It's a joke. Come on.
It's hilarious. I think
it's beautiful.
I think overall I keep saying this this movie really wowed me, the trailer.
Yeah.
The comments have made me bitter.
Have made you bitter towards Elvis. Yeah.
Towards Elvis and towards this movie.
Yeah.
Fans
it'll be a good
will
shot
turn
movie.
you against the thing that they love.
Do we have IMDb popped up right quick?
Yes.
I just really want to quickly look at who's like the DP and the director of this movie, because it
Maybe
is
it'll
well
make me feel a
shot.
little better.
It is well shot, not just on the Elvis side, but like
Colonel.
as what do you call it? That a biopic or a
Yeah, biopic is real film. Cinematography, Mandy Walker.
What's Mandy worked on?
She did Mulan.
She did Australia. She worked on Australia.
Ooh, I remember Australia.
Yeah.
She did Hidden Figures.
She's done 4 movies. Wow.
No, she's done a lot.
Yeah, she's done all these.
Director of photography,
Okay.
director of photography. She's done a lot of director of photography.
Yeah, she's done a handful of
done-
stuff.
she's done
Beastly,
some-
remember that one?
Yeah. Red Riding Hood.
With Hutchins.
I think so. That's the correct one. Yes. She's
All right,
done.
so she's done some movies.
She's done some movies.
Why she got a cowboy outfit on?
Maybe she's a cowgirl.
She's a rhinestone cowgirl. Is that an Elvis song?
I don't know.
Is Rhinestone Cowboy an Elvis song?
I don't know.
This is how much I know about Elvis.
I'm gonna attempt to format all of this crazy comments, and I'm gonna title this podcast Elvis and something else,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
so that the Elvis fans know we're here
They know we out
talking
here.
to them. All right, and maybe some of them will show up,
Mm-hmm.
and they can understand.
Oh no, Rhinestone Cowboy was Glenn Campbell. Okay.
They can understand
Mr. Glenn.
that we are fans of cinematography, attempting to watch a film
That happens
Stop.
to be about Elvis.
that happens to be about
About
Elvis.
Yeah.
Stop spreading your gospel that Elvis was essentially the second coming of the Messiah. All right?
Well,
You don't think that some people think that?
I'm sure. But it's
Some people think
you're really gonna make people angry after this.
Yeah, you're.
Is that all we-
little
you
too
need to-
upset about this?
Is that all you need to say about Elvis? Can we move on a little bit?
That's kind of all I had to say, other than if I watch the trailer, I still get chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That second half of the trailer,
I hope this
when it
is-
splits and it goes into that more soft song.
I hope this comes out on like HBO Max or something. I actually would sit down and watch it.
Of course. This is going to be a phenomenal movie. Most likely.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Really?
No, I'm probably gonna watch it.
I think, do you guys have any final thoughts about Elvis before we move on?
Nope, couldn't care less.
No, you troll him back.
I love people who are like, I love Elvis. The only appropriate response is, I don't care.
That's true. Joshua, because you weren't in the video, here's your chance to give your thoughts.
Elvis has a weird style. I mean, he had some style for that time frame, but he also had some weird style with like the full white suit.
As he got older and insane.
Yeah. So, that rock star life just got
It'll
those
get you.
head.
It'll get you.
Speaking of which, just to let you know, people did come after you as well on the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said you were being disrespectful
Mm-hmm.
for reminding us that he died on the toilet in the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were like truly upset that
That's
you would
my
bring
favorite.
that up.
That is my favorite part about Elvis is that in the end he was a man.
Well, it's
Taking a crap.
it's a fact that like when you die, you release all your fluid.
And it was fortunate that he was over
if
the
he
toilet.
was over the toilet or in the restroom,
Self-respect.
wherever. At least it's where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have to transport.
Hopefully his pants were down. He was sitting on the throne.
The next thing we're going to talk about is The Batman. Once again, the sequel.
The Batman the sequel?
Batman
Yes.
is Batman Part 2. Batman
I don't think it's
The
a
Long Halloween
it's not
Part 2.
But it's the Batman 2.
Batman
Dose.
2. Yeah, Dose. Number 2. They're coming out with a second film. It's been announced.
Yeah.
It's
Or
happening.
Okay.
Moody Teenager Part 2. Or what comes after Moody Teenager? Like
Moody young adult Batman Part 2.
Or yeah. Like young adult stops being moody and actually becomes a person.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Bruce Wayne has his first drink.
I would hope this second movie is it's Batman. Yes, I like Batman, but I would hope they really go in hard with Bruce Wayne. We've established Batman, and we've established how he acts even when he's not in the suit. He's Batman. The next movie would be very good if they're like, all right, now let's establish Bruce Wayne in Gotham being an interesting figure and character along with Batman. But a lot of Bruce stuff I think would be really good. And how does he balance this idea of who is Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
You know, who is this alternate identity? Because I'm Batman. I'm Batman and I'm having to put on this facade, and how do I do that? And Andy Serkis has to help him out.
I want to see a crap ton more of Andy Serkis. Give us as much Alfred as possible.
Yeah.
Give us as much out of the suit Bruce Wayne as possible. We know Batman's cool. We do need to see. Yeah, Batman's cool. And they established in this film Batman is super cool. All right.
I mean, he's not. I've complained about this before. He's not like perching on ledges and things like Batman should be doing.
He'll get there.
He stands in alleys and walks heavy with his boots on.
You had an issue with the boots. What was the problem?
I don't.
They're heavy.
They're
big.
heavy. He's a ninja.
Well, I would like to see the next film kind of him doing more ninja training.
Yeah.
Becoming more ninja-esque, and also becoming billionaire playboy Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Showing more Bruce Wayne on top of becoming more ninja. And then maybe hint at some Robin.
Maybe hint at some Robin, yeah.
Let's throw Robin in early.
Yeah.
Because all the other films didn't get to it fast
Young
enough.
Robin.
Okay.
Boy one.
Did we do this on the other podcast? Who do you want?
Plays Robin?
Who do you want?
Yeah, we did it on the podcast, the other one. We didn't have an answer for the people.
No.
I will say this. They have, I think if there's anything that can be improved
Yeah.
on the first Batman, I would say it could be a little longer. Let's roll out the 4-hour film.
Oh. Zack Snyder got one. Let's roll out a 4-hour film.
Let's do it. No. Let's do it. 4 hours of Batman and Bruce Wayne. And
I want to see less of him slowly stomping out of shadows and staring at things, and more of him perching on ledges in the shadow, like with a little bit of light hitting his face.
Yeah.
Like the biggest thing you had it on the other day on HBO, and when they arrest the Riddler, Batman like slowly walks up to the ledge, and his head. Watch the movie. His head is always kind of turned.
Like he's looking at one
like
eye.
he's kind of side-eyeing you. He looks in the window. Riddler looks out at him, and he's just standing there. I would have liked to see him like further away on top of something, crouched, looking at
disguised.
him. No, like he's there. You can see him there, and they're making eye contact from there.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have to address the Joker.
Redesign. Do not stick with the design you started with.
Hear me out. Robin.
Maybe.
He's too old.
You think so? He's a kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah, that kid's what, 18?
Yeah.
Robin's a kid. Boy Wonder.
Okay, how 14? You want young?
Yes, because Robin is a young character. Extremely
I want young, but 16. He could play 16.
I can
this kid
see
can play
16.
16-year-old.
I can see 16.
This kid can play a 16-year-old.
And obviously, Tom Holland played 16 Spider-Man.
For people who I'm not showing the camera, Caleb McLaughlin, from
like
Stranger
Rhett,
Things, the black kid,
the black kid,
the token black character.
Yeah.
The fellow who plays the Joker's Barry.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's Scottish, I think, or Irish.
You know what? I've learned my lesson. No more pronouncing on my end. I'm sticking away from names. Staying away from names.
It's got to be Kogan or Kagan.
I'll take your word for it.
Kagan. I don't know. Because he's Irish.
Yeah.
Unseen Arkham prisoner.
Well, we know who he is now.
Please redesign the character. No, we don't need any scars.
Yeah.
We don't need the scars.
It's well established at this point. Though.
We don't Joker doesn't need the scars. He doesn't need. We saw with Joaquin Phoenix. He doesn't need the scars.
He doesn't.
He just needs the right, and he doesn't need to be Heath Ledger either. Y'all, dial it back. Complete redesign of this Joker.
You couldn't possibly understand the intricacies of who Joker is as an individual.
He's like Elvis, isn't he?
You couldn't possibly understand. There's nothing.
Joker's
there's nothing like Heath Ledger from this Joker.
Elvis.
This is a completely new rated R adult Joker, and it's what we've wanted for years.
He can be a rated R Joker. He doesn't need to. I don't need to be horrified when I see him.
Yeah,
because he is horrifying looking.
I do.
I don't want to be horrified when I'm looking at the Joker. I want him to be an interesting and complex character.
Can we address something, please? Was this good casting?
I don't know him.
I haven't seen enough of his movies.
Yeah, I don't know.
I saw him in Eternals.
He's in Eternals.
Yeah.
We saw him in the 10-minute long deleted scene, and we saw him at the end of the film. We heard him at the end of the film.
I don't know that I have any issue with him as an actor. He's hasn't done anything
But we're talking about Joker.
Yeah. I think anyone can play the Joker. I think we all are the Joker.
That is a hot take.
I think we all want to be the Joker, but we're not all the Joker.
I think anybody can play a version of the Joker. I think the version that they gave him is wrong.
Okay. Did they give it to him or did he adopt it? He's embodying the Joker. They're just putting makeup on him during the process.
Right, but you kind of have to be crazy if you look
past
like that.
Look past the makeup. See how he portrayed who the Joker is inside of Arkham. Was it good casting? Is he the right fit for this universe's Joker? Because this was an awesome film. For the most part, we only praised it. All right? Is he going to break or elevate this character?
See, I've always said the Joker needs to be... I want to see the version of the Joker. Yes, the Joker's crazy, but the Joker also is a mastermind.
Yeah, incredibly intelligent.
He's incredibly intelligent to the point where Harley Quinn, a psychologist who works at Arkham Asylum, falls in love with him because he's so intelligent. And like she loves him.
And manipulative, yeah.
So I want to see the hyper, like, crime boss Joker that has slightly an edge to him, but not like an insane guy.
You want to see, you do, we all always want to see the insane Joker with the laughter and everything, but you always want to see, like, when you look into his eyes, you might see a flicker of something, like he's laughing maniacally, but his eyes like dart over to something because he is paying attention. You want him to be an interesting villain who is incredibly intelligent.
And crafty.
Yeah.
So I say again, from what we've seen, is he good casting?
I haven't seen. I think he is fine casting. Okay. He's just fine. I don't like anything about the performance or about the way that Joker looks. It feels like, you know, just more.
Make his nails wet with blood.
I know this is a weird comparison. Michael Corleone's Godfather type character, very kind of quiet and somber, but yet you can tell he controls everything.
That would be a cool Joker.
He controls everything. You can't. We saw in all three of the movies that, like, people tried to the end of the movies, there's like mass killings because he knows what everybody's thinking.
Kind of like Silco from Arcane.
Yeah, Silco from Arcane.
Quiet and somber, but he knows everything. He's in charge of everything. He's got his hands in everything, and you don't know it.
And also, I don't need to see another sequel where Joker's the main character. I would actually prefer have a different villain like Ra's al Ghul or Bane or some other established
I would like
character,
to see something new.
Where he is Hannibal Lecter. We got a little bit of that in that 10-minute thing where Joker is Hannibal Lecter. He's in a cell. He's locked up. Batman goes to this guy to get into the minds of criminals, to get into the minds of crazy people, of villains.
That's essentially what we saw, though.
Well, but I want it to be like kind of more Hannibal Lecter. Like he is manipulating Batman to eventually free himself in something. But yeah, more Hannibal Lecter.
So a side story. It's like a micro story, like we did see with Jared Leto in the Suicide Squad.
But you could also have what Josh is saying is like by the end of the movie, Batman realized this dude's been pulling all the strings the entire time.
Yep.
Since before I started talking to him. That would be, it'd make for a good movie. But personally, the villain I want to see on screen the most is Mr. Freeze, played by Jason Statham. I think he'd do an amazing job.
Yeah, you've talked about it.
I've talked about it before, but I think Mr. Freeze is an emotional and complex character that if they did right, you know, Statham's kind of somber acting with a little bit of emotion thrown in there, I think it'd make it look really good.
Robbie Pat's back to play Batman. Some fun facts about the Batman film. It made over $130 million domestically in the opening weekend. And up to date, I feel like I have a sneeze. Excuse me. I sneezed in my church. In my shirt.
In your church?
Where'd that come from?
I don't know.
You sneezed in your church.
I sneezed in my
church. In my church.
It has made over $750 million globally up to this point. The highest grossing film of 2022. Overall, grand success.
Yeah.
I suppose delaying the film probably did help it in some ways.
Probably in some ways.
Because people wouldn't have gone to the theater if they didn't feel cozy to do so.
COVID time.
But they did. They delayed it. They released it. And now it's made hundreds of millions of dollars. Okay. So Robert Pattinson might be the second most popular Batman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At this point.
Like right now, I think Michael Keaton is still like the classic Batman. And Christian Bale is the one everybody thinks of.
Yes. But at this point, think about all of the 8, 9, 10-year-olds where this is like their first Batman to memory. This is their only Batman.
Look, everybody gets their own Batman.
Everybody do.
Back in the day, they had
not their only. We got Ben Affleck.
Adam West.
Ben Affleck.
He don't count.
What? No, you had Adam West, and then you had Michael Keaton. Am I thinking
Michael Keaton?
Keaton, and then Michael Keaton, and then I want to say it was Val Kilmer.
Okay.
Then Val Kilmer, then Clooney.
Yes.
And then Christian Bale.
Christian Bale now.
And now, and we kind of glaze over Affleck, even though I really liked Affleck as Batman. I thought he had the right frame, and I thought he had the look. The suit was bad, and a lot of other things were bad.
Nobody likes the short horns.
Nobody likes the short in an episode. Rank all the Batman.
Do the Batmans, and this is the new Batman.
The new. And you really like his chest artifact.
I really think that's cool. It looks really good.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
Zoe Kravitz seems to be,
good Catwoman.
She's might be the best Catwoman.
Yeah, they haven't done a great on-screen Catwoman. Anne Hathaway's was okay, but it was very kind of B story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz really embodied the version of Catwoman that I always pictured.
Yeah.
I think she did beautifully. I think she really put a lot of effort into that part, you know?
Yeah, no, she did good. It was and it was partly her story. So she didn't feel too shoehorned in.
Yeah. They were telling the story alongside, and that's kind of why probably it took 3 hours.
There's
a lot of reasons. They were also kind of telling the Riddler's story in many ways.
There's a lot happening in this movie.
There was
a lot. I hope we've said it on our review of the thing, the last 20 minutes of the film under-deliver.
A little bit.
Hopefully they keep the tick moving upward in the sequel. Overall,
Also,
I think it's great. I think
also, absolutely useless mayor character.
yeah.
The lady.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let's put a young black woman in here as the mayor. It's like,
you're talking about Jamie Lawson.
It's like, yeah, that's great. You know, sure. I like the decision. She did nothing. She didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're kind of slowly going to breaking down the movie again. We
have
an episode on that.
I know. That's just something I was thinking about when you had it on. It's like, she didn't do anything.
She probably will show up more in the sequel.
Maybe.
I'm sure. Because politics always plays a big role in Batman's character. Batman stories. Because the politics of Gotham goes hand in hand with the actions of the villains and the actions of Batman countering the villains. Politics in Gotham is literally 50% of the Batman story. So she's going to play a lot more bigger role in the sequel, I am going to assume. I'm also at a 9 out of 10 excited for the sequel. Not looking forward to the long wait. And if you get a different cinematographer than Greg Fraser,
you're going to be upset, huh?
That's blasphemy at this point.
Yeah. That's, I think, personally what I think the movie did best was how it looked. Looked beautiful.
Yeah. Incredible.
Incredible looking movie.
Yes. Let's keep the same aesthetic, everybody. Let's make sure we do the sequel right.
Yeah. What do we have up next on the docket?
The last thing, let's just briefly mention the terrible tier. Next week, we're going to be... What?
Oh, okay. Yeah, next week is...
Next week, we're going to be doing the terrible tier.
Terrible tier.
Yeah. And we might have another surprise.
Yeah.
We might have another surprise.
We might have some surprise.
Eternals.
Some chocolate surprise.
Yeah, some chocolate. Eternals.
This
is my terrible tier.
Terrible?
I think for the most part, I mean, it's a Marvel film. It looks and paces like a Marvel film. Characters.
One of the slower ones.
Wait. But what about that end credit scene with Harry Styles?
Josh didn't actually watch the movie. He only saw the Harry Styles.
He's like, fast forward.
Let me get to the end. I watched it for Harry Styles, and then I only got the
and then he only got Harry
Styles
at the end.
I don't understand you.
No, I didn't watch it for that.
I think
Although
Eternals.
I did enjoy that scene.
I mean, it did feel like a Marvel film. The style in which characters fought, the style in which their weapons kind of worked or their powers, the motivations mixed with the antagonists, creatures, there was no surprises. There was no like fun payoff. There was nothing interesting about the characters across the board. They developed them technically, but they didn't craft them creatively.
Yeah.
So overall, a dull story.
It's a long movie too.
It's a long movie to sit through dullness.
Yeah.
So
without enough going on.
I rank the Eternals on our terrible tier for many reasons, including the ones that I have just mentioned. Next week, we will be taking all of our terrible tiers, and we will be ranking them from worst to maybe best. I don't know.
That's for the season finale.
Season finale, everybody.
You know what's funny? I knew before I watched Eternals that
He was gonna be.
There was gonna be a mention of Blade.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
yeah.
I know at the end credit scene, what's his face, Kit Harington hears Blade's voice, and yet throughout the entire movie,
You were anticipating it.
I was like, maybe I read it wrong. Maybe I might see Blade. That's what I
You were
was
just
thinking
hoping
about.
you'd see it.
I just wanted to see Blade. I don't care about Moon Knight. I don't care about the Eternals.
You want Blade.
You don't care about Venom.
I don't care about Morbius. I don't care about Venom. I don't care about Spider-Man. I want Blade. Just give me Blade. Is that too hard to ask? Am I asking too much here?
Yes, you are.
No, you're not. Blade is worth it.
I mean, I've been asking for Howard the Duck for
Years.
Shut your mouth.